my gosh, look at this. 12 babies, and 11 of them are alive. As y'all know, nursing is gonna be the real test. I'm trying not to get my hopes up. We're going to accept that most of them, or all of them, will probably die. I am going to get Zsholtie a whole bunch of really nutritious greens though, but I might not be able to do that right now because we have to head off somewhere. I'll come check back later when we get home and continue to tell you the story of how these babies probably die. Okay, so actually there was a change of plans and we don't have to leave for another hour. So I went ahead and picked the rabbits some vetch. I think this might be purple vetch, I don't remember. But it is some sort of legume thing. It's making little pea pods. It's like a tiny little wild pea. So it's a legume and it should be very nutritious, extra boosted nutrients for this new mama. While we're out here, I'm going to show you these little babies and their milk stomachs. I think this is so interesting. Some of them it's hard to see on, but some of them is real easy. Let's see. Oh, this guy is good. Can you guys see that? It's kind of right here by my thumb. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but you can kind of see the milk in his stomach showing through his tiny little skin. This is a great sign that their mama fed them right after she gave birth to them. Some of them aren't as big, so it's likely that not all of them got nursed. But if you'll remember, the other babies we had recently, they didn't get fed right before, and they look like this. They were kind of not super full. They didn't look empty, but they weren't like super fat like that one was I just showed you. So this is, I guess, another good sign that Mama will hopefully feed them well because she did when she first gave birth to them. Hopefully a little bit more hope that she'll actually be a good mom all the way through and be able to raise some of them. It's later in the day. I'm back on the homestead. Gonna come check the babies. Oh, there's so many. There's so many. Look at that. Oh, they're nice and warm, nice and fat. Oh my gosh, look at that belly. Is that not huge? 1, 2. Oh, here's a little wound. Looks like his foot is hurt, and his ear, and his little nose. He has a cut on his nose. Oh, and his back foot too looks a little hurt. Oh, and a bit off his tail. Oh, that stinking chicken. 5. Hi, Daddy. Hey, Daddy. 6, 11. This 9th one, look how big this belly is. Part of me thinks she must have come and fed them afterwards too, because like, look at this. It's huge. I love how look at the difference between this one and then this one. It's so pretty. And then look at this one, it's all speckly. I'm so excited to see. Oh, and this one looks kind of like a silvery gray. I'm so excited to see if they live long enough what colors they'll end up being. Sterling is a blue magpie harlequin, and Zsholtie is a chocolate Japanese harlequin. So we have both of the black and the chocolate genes in there, except for that Sylvan's is diluted to blue. So we have a lot of cool possibilities. Zsholtie does look a little rough right now because I haven't shaved her in a while. I've been meaning to do it for a few days now. I've been noticing she's getting pretty long, especially in the back. She has this little back tuft. But I'm so glad I didn't because she actually had some fur to pull from herself for her babies. She doesn't have nearly as much as a regular Angora would. But she has a few tufts back there and then tufts on her neck and kind of on her belly and stuff. So I'm really glad I left it on. It is now nighttime, a few hours later. Friday night, and we're going to check on the little babies. I guess today is officially their last day of being newborns, since tomorrow they'll be a day old. Let's see if she's fed them or not, if they're all alive or not. So warm in there, that's a good sign. This is a full belly. That's good. Hi, Mommy. Here's a moderately full belly. Moderately full. Ooh, that's, well, maybe that is still moderately full. 5. Ooh, that's nice and big. Look at that. 6. Pretty big. 7. That's pretty good. 8. 8 looks pretty full. Ooh, look at that. Look at 9's huge belly. 10. That's pretty good. All of them are alive. That's a pretty good belly. So it looks like she fed them Are you being a good mommy? Nursing your babies? Are you being so good? Yes, you are. Obviously, there are so many that not all of them are going to get a full time on a teat. So the bigger ones will get more, the smaller ones will get less. It's possible some of the smaller ones will not get enough times that they'll die. That should be expected with such a large litter. But for the most part, they look pretty good. Let's check on Wound Baby. His ear looks like it's healing nicely. His swollen back foot is looking okay. His swollen front foot's looking okay. His nose is scabbed over. And his bum area is scabbed over. So that's really good. Cover him back up. And come check back in the morning. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. Late morning, actually. I got a slow start on the day. Oh! Everyone's back here except for this little one, whose belly looks humongous. Can you guys see that huge belly? Oh my gosh. I guess she fed them, that's for sure. It's gonna be hard with all the shadows, but maybe I'll try. That's better. Now you can see better. Okay. Their fur looks like it's coming in a little bit more, which is exciting. This one looks all like white and kind of creamy. 2, really full. This one looks very light as well. 3, full. This one's really dark. I'm hoping it's gonna, I think it might be a blue harlequin. 4, kind of smaller and more runty. 5, hugely full, really light. 6, really full, and this one kind of looks more like, it's light but kind of patchy too, so I'm excited to see what color this turns into. What number was that? I forget. Huge one right here. Oh my gosh, look at that belly. It's bulging out on both sides. And this one's really, oops, sorry baby. This one's really pretty. It's like all very light and silvery. I'm really excited to see what color that's gonna be. This one, I like this one. It's kind of looks, I'm hoping it's gonna be black. A black and I'm assuming orange little one, but it's not very full. This one's nice and full. This one looks chocolate. This one looks like a chocolate one. That's gonna be really pretty. This one's really light as well with a really big belly. And this last one, look at this color. Isn't this pretty? This is the wound one. The tail wound is healing. The nose wound is healing. Let me smell the feet. The front foot looks kind of really bad still, but it doesn't smell infected. We had one kit, the one time we had a kit get an infected wound, it was his little foot and it started smelling infected, and then it ended up dying before I could put it out of its misery because it wasn't being nursed enough, but that was a while ago. So I've learned that experience the hard way, and then this back foot is looking pretty okay as well. But this one looks really pretty too. So we have, I want to count the colors. We have 1, 2, 6 light ones, 1 super dark one, and then I guess this could count as dark. And then these 2 are kind of more silvery, and then this one is all patchy. So because it's so warm out today, I'm going to leave them uncovered and give them kind of a flat area to spread out and get away from each other's body heat if they want. But I'm going to leave this little front flap open instead of closing it up. Whenever it rains and stuff, you don't want, like, if it's a really hard rain, you don't want rain to blow in and kind of get them wet. But because it's a hot, sunny day, I want them to get a lot of air. While this is all shady, and then we have this side that's going to shade them from the morning sun, I want there to be a little more cross breeze. There's not even a whole bunch of wind, so they're not going to get too cold, and they're still protected from, like, direct wind, but it will help them stay a little bit cooler in this very hot day. It's really hard with baby rabbits because you worry about them getting too cold and getting too hot, and sometimes, like, in the daytime, you worry about them getting too hot, and then at that very night, they get too cold and die, so it's really odd how the 2 extremes are still the same danger no matter what. It's a few hours later, 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and it looks like the babies are doing a good job spreading out and staying cool. We have a few up here, one's kind of in the middle, and the rest of them are in the back. It's Saturday night. We're going to check on the babies. Looks like we have 2 piles of them, one in the front, one in the back, which could be a sign that she fed them. The babies sometimes will spread out under her, but it could also be the heat. Look at that big belly. I think she fed them. 2, huge belly. Ooh, this one's getting even more orangey and bluey, the little woundy one. Wounds look like they're healing pretty okay. Big belly. Ooh, this is a huge belly. Huge little belly. And look at this little bottom. This little bottom full of little poops. That's so good. And they're normal color, normal size. Kind of medium-ish belly. Big belly. This really pretty one who, is looking more colorful, more like a chocolate. Look at that beautiful rich color. And this one looks super like black. Oh, I'm so excited to see what these colors are gonna be. This one looks orange. Are these ones white? If these ones are white, there's no way I'm not gonna keep them all. Yeah, this one looks orange. This is so fun. I didn't think we'd get solid colors in orange, and this one looks white. Oh, a solid white Angora. I haven't had those in so long. I really want one of those. What if they have dark eyes? If these rabbits survive, which it's seeming more and more like they would, and they continue to be nourished and not get too hot or not get too cold, they don't get sick or other bad stuff doesn't happen to them, I really actually am thinking of keeping most or all of these rabbits and not butchering them and using them as breeders. This one's pretty full, even though it's a little runty. This gorgeous, look at this color. It's so pretty. Pretty full. This really dark one, I'm really excited about this one. I'm thinking this little baby might be a lot like Cambria in the coloring, which I loved Cambria's coloring. So I'm glad that we're going to have another little baby like her because she was so pretty. You look just like your aunt. And this huge chunkers, look at that belly. You can see this little pale patch where the milk is showing through. And this color is so pretty. It's like a harlequin. It's basically a lot like this one, but the color is much paler. Like a lilac harlequin, which is super exciting. I love all these colors. Okay, so let's count. So 1, 2, 3, 10, and 11. And since it's going to be nighttime and cooler, I'm going to get them all a little covered up and put the nest box back and check back with you guys tomorrow morning. We got through the hazards of pregnancy. We got through the hazards of labor. We got through the hazards of birth. And so far, we are getting through the hazards of nursing. I guess technically she is a second-time mother, so we already have passed the hazard of first-time moms not knowing what to do. So a lot of the hiccups we keep having with our past couple litters are not being hiccups with this one. So my hopes are continuing to rise that this litter might survive and, grow up and become adults like is supposed to happen. Of course, there is still a chance that they won't and something will happen and they'll die. Still a huge chance of that. But they're surviving longer and doing so much better than most of the kids we've had born recently. See you guys tomorrow.